Happy Sunday, everybody. How are you? Let me see if I can make this. Nope. Uh-oh. I'm just going to try to lessen my background. If you can hear me, please drop a 1 in the chat. Let's see. Where am I? Oh, I see a comment. I got Sugar Bear in my arms. Hey there. Hey, how are you? Tasha S. Oliver, Jen. Okay, you guys can hear me. How are you guys doing? Happy Sunday. Oh my goodness. We had a little bit of rain / flurries here in New York. It looks like outside on the ground there's like a light dusting of snow, but it's not sticking here on the terrace. But it might be because the terrace is too warm. Like it might be just hitting and melting. You know how that goes. Hey Rhonda. Yay, you sure did. Happy Sunday. I was just calling. Like I'm calling y'all to check in because I haven't been on here in a minute, and I haven't. Let me see. I did Sugar Bear's half birthday video, which I'm gonna edit like the long version, but the short version is on. Oh my god, I'm pretty sure it's on Instagram. I don't know if it fit on YouTube, but I'll do a long version. And then for my other channel, I have the dyeing my hair video that I haven't edited. And I think I have one vlog left over for December. So there is content coming, but it just hasn't been, hey, be good to all. Yay, I'm glad you caught one too. So yeah, it's just been, life has been lifing. So, but Sugar Ray had some milestones. So I wanted to share with his internet aunties. I don't know why I'm running the washer and the dishwasher at the same time, but the washer should be almost done. I just realized that. And Sugar Bear is making a bunch of noise over here as he eats. What's so funny? What's so funny? Don't play with your food. Yeah, so he got his first tooth. It broke through the gums on Tuesday. His second one is coming through. It technically broke through, but it's not as high as the first one. So he got his first tooth. He sat up all by himself on. Yes, you did. You did, huh? You did. He sat up all by himself on Friday, meaning he got himself up into the sitting position. He held the sitting position and was hanging out there for a minute. So I posted it on IG, but let me show you guys. It was just the cutest thing. Okay, hold on. Resets. Did I save it? Oh, here it is. Can you guys see that? Wait a minute, sir. And he's just looking, and he's sitting all the way up because before he was doing like the tripod sit up where both his arms, whoa, I'm going the wrong way. Sorry. It's confusing me. It's reversed, where both his arms were in between his legs. So now he's sitting up like a big boy, which was super cute. Right? That is super cute. So I was going to try to have him sleep in his own room this weekend, and I thought against it. So we'll try it next weekend because next weekend is a 3-day weekend because of MLK Day. So I feel like we'll get 4 days in and we'll see how each day goes. I'm loath to try the cry it out method, the sleep training. So I'm going to look online. I think there's like some Montessori videos on like not sleep training, just letting them cry. I don't understand how that's helpful, but we'll see. So yeah, that is kind of what is going on with him. We are going to tour. Well, he's going to tour. Both of us will. His official daycare next week. He's still been going to Bright Horizons in the building where I work. And so he'll be looking at this other one, which will be nice because I've been wearing him in every day, and he's starting to get heavier and heavier. So the place that he'll be going to is off of a bus line, so I can take his stroller. Oh, yeah? Because the buses have the ramps to get you on and off. Unlike, up and down the subway, because the subway is not, all the subway stations are not accessible. You want to say hi? Let me get my boob put away. You want to say hi? You have people to see and places to go, sir? Yes. Okay, hold on. Don't knock over my drink, sir. Yeah, so I'll be able to drop him off. I'll be able to drop him off on the way to work Return to work has been pretty good so far, Rhonda. I mean, I came back at the end of the year, which was good. So it was slow. Like people were taking time off. Contractors and whatnot are off. And so it was nice and slow. I got to do all my, we have to do annual training. And so I got to sit and just, oh, thank you for the balloons. Can you guys see the balloons when people give me balloons? That's so cute. I love how that look. He's like looking at the balloons. You see the balloons? You like balloons, don't you? Like this one? This one? Thank you for the balloons, whoever sent those. I wish it would tell me who sent them, but anyway, thank you. So yeah, it's been, I feel like next week we're gonna be up and at 'em. Next week will be our first full week back, and it'll be Sugar Bear's our second full week, because just the way it landed, we've only been in the office 5 days straight for one other week because of like New Year's, Christmas. I took time off. I took the day after Christmas off. I took the Friday after Christmas off. Yeah. Oh, actually, well, no. So Tuesday we're working half day, but I'm going to work from home. So we're not even going to be in the office 5 days next week. I lie. We'll be in the office 4 days, and I'll be working remotely because he's getting his booster flu shot. He got one in December, so he's getting the booster for it Tuesday, and then we're going to the daycare for the tour. And because it was closer to home, I was like, I'll just work from home. And also the last time he got the shots, he got a fever. So we'll just come home and rest and see what that do. I saw on Instagram you facilitated your first meeting. Yes, I did. It was fun. I was in there testing the technology before, and then my new manager came in there. So it's been a while. And it went really well. It was with our SVP and our EVP, and she was like, we're still the same crazy, right? You went off and had a baby and came back and nothing changed. I was like, kind of. It went well. She was in a good mood, so that always helps because we had, well, I won't get into all the nitty gritty, but it went really well. So that was good. Yeah, so I'm back on 2 of the projects I had before I left, and our DEI council is kind of like up in the air. I used to do the newsletter, and help. I used to do the weekly newsletter, and then I would facilitate the monthly, and they got rid of both of those and some other stuff. So we'll have like tent pole events, but it won't be like a monthly thing. So we'll see what that ends up being like. But yeah, return to work so far has been good. I mean, every day getting out of the house is a challenge. So, but we did get out by 9:15 2 days last week, which was nice. Did we do? No, we didn't do 5 days last because Monday was a holiday. I'm like, did we do 5 days? Anyway, yeah, you just never know between him and the dogs. And now that he's eating 3 times a day, sometimes I don't get him breakfast before we leave, but then I'll pack it so they can give it to him at daycare. Because at his 6-month checkup, the doctor was like, he can eat 3 times a day. Then, figuring out the dogs, I've forgotten so many things. Luckily, I have not forgotten my house keys. But like one day I left one of the phones. So I realized it before I got to the subway, but I just kept going. It was my personal phone. Another time I left both phones here. I had to come back. Same thing, leaving work. I took him upstairs to my desk and I left both phones. I had to go back. So like you think of a checklist, but something always gets forgotten. Yeah. And also because he's still at the temporary daycare, like there are days where I have to take diapers and wipes. Like once he gets to his permanent daycare, eventually I'll take them, but they'll just be stored there. Actually, I'll probably have them just shipped directly there, like the Hello Bello. Yeah, it was fun carrying him at first. Well, it's still fun carrying him, but he's heavy. Like my back is like, girl, we gotta come up with a plan. You see it? Yeah, he's over here. This one, he's been busy. We had a single moms by choice meeting and he wanted to join that meeting too. So we did. He joined for a little bit. Okay, so you guys don't see the balloons. I can see them. So, down on the chat on the right-hand side, there's this little, what is that called? It's like a little icon. Where's my phone? I don't know where my phone is. But if you pull it up, you can see you can do hearts, balloons, the celebration thing, because I do it in chats and I can see it on my own screen, but I wasn't sure if everybody else could see it. So maybe, and he just changed the TV. Maybe it's just the person who's hosting it and the person who sent it can see it. But that was fun because a whole bunch of balloons just went up on the screen and he was like, oh, they were bright primary colors. Okay, no, we're going to leave the remote alone. Oh, no. Justice is trying to get it. How about you just have the bottom? How does that sound like? You want to just have the bottom of the remote? Okay. Yeah. Hey Arlene, Happy New Year. Oh, thank you. Sugar Bear says Happy New Year too. Okay, you saw the balloons. Did you send them? Maybe it's because you sent them. Hello, Shamika, staying positive. How are you doing? Happy New Year. So where are you guys in your New Year celebrations? Anybody do a vision board? I'm not doing any resolutions this year. I'm just like, I'm not even gonna set myself up like that. We're gonna stay alive, staying alive, staying alive. Hey, City Liquor. Oh my God, I haven't seen you in forever. How are you? Happy New Year. Sugar Bear says hi too. I just don't have balloons as an option. Oh, okay. Yeah. It's down on the bottom side. I do it because I sit in a lot of chats in the true crime community with this Adelson trial. Now the mama is in, or the grandma technically is in jail waiting on her. She has a status conference on Tuesday. Okay, let's see. Oh, a prayer board. I've never heard of that, Heather. I'm imagining it's what it sounds like, but I've never I didn't have a prior hearing of it before. That sounds cool though. I'm gonna do a vision board, but I'm going to keep it like I'm not gonna do I have to do this goal, I have to do this goal. Like in my vision board is being pregnant this year. I don't know about moving. I've been looking at places and like, oh my God, I don't know. The real estate market is a little bit crazy right now. Like I saw a 3-bedroom, 1-bath, 450,000, but it's old. Like it's supposed to be redone, but like there's only 1 bathroom. The bathroom has tile behind the sink and on the side of the wall. Like that's the only thing that's tiled in the whole bathroom. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I don't immediately need a 3rd bedroom, so I have time, but I did start looking at stuff. So I don't know, like I'm saying, I don't want to have like these hard goals that I'm like freaking out if I hit them or I don't hit them. But in a perfect world, I would be in another place. But I need all my amenities, right? I need the washer and the dryer in the unit, the dishwasher, hopefully a terrace, all that stuff. So we'll see. Like I said before, worst case scenario, if I have when I get the second take-home baby, not if, when I get the second take-home baby, and if their room gets too small, we can switch rooms and I can have the little room and they can have the big room. We'll just have to figure out how to keep them out of the bathroom and the big room. So yeah. Good, still loyal. You have much. Oh, thank you. A red heart-shaped face. That's cute. It's me. Hello, Mickey. Hey. This was a last minute live. I didn't even do like a teaser for it. I was like, let me get on here and chit chat with them while I'm thinking about it. I just finished not too long ago my single mom by choice group. So that was interesting. And there's people in there who are like trying, or they have their eggs frozen. Some people are still looking. They have their eggs frozen and they're wondering if they're going to meet the right person, or they're with someone who doesn't want to have kids. Whoo, our lives be so tied up in a man, and if and when he decides to want to be a parent. I used to always think that was crazy, like when I was younger, but it makes sense now. Like when I was in my 20s, when people were like, oh, I had to break up with that person because they didn't want to have kids. And I was like, so does that mean you don't love them? But wanting kids is a real thing. And if somebody doesn't want to have them, that makes you not compatible. They could be the greatest person in the world. You know what I mean? But then how do you not resent them if that's some women I'm meeting have always wanted to be a mom, which is like, wow. So yeah. And one lady was like, I guess, I don't know. I won't say she's trying to talk somebody into it, but they're having discussions about it. And yeah, I mean, I guess don't jump into being a dad if you don't want to be a dad, but how many discussions do you need to have about it? You know, one of these things is not like the other. Oh, City Liquor says, hey, big boy, you want to say hi? Say hi to the aunties. Hello. Are you playing with Justice, who I don't know why she's on the couch. Why is Justice on the couch? What is she doing? Does she have some business up here? Does she have some business? You want to say hi to everybody? Look. Oh, you can't see him. Just look at yourself then. Look, who's that? Who is that? Is that Sugar Bear? Hi. Hi. No. Oh my goodness. I cannot wait for him to like have sign language done every day. Me and some of my sign language, piecing it together, where in backup daycare, they don't like teach it. But at the new place, they'll teach it. And there is no microwave at backup daycare, so like they can't heat up some of his food. So that makes it challenging of like what I can send with him. But yeah, he will start. Well, the plan is that he will start his official school on the 22nd. And then when I have the second one, it'll have to be somebody coming to the house because I won't be able to afford the daycare for 2 babies, which is crazy. They're like, we give you a discount. It's like maybe $200 off of like 3,000 something. Like, so yeah, we'll see. Oh, yay. Thank you, Alexandra. So he's got his first tooth. Let me see if he's going to let me show you guys without giving me a hard time. Can I show the aunties your teeth? Wait a minute. He's like, listen, lady, don't push it. Can I show them? Uh-oh. Can I show the aunties your teeth? Let's move this over here before we get the computer wet. Can you show them your teeth? Look, don't stick your tongue. He does not want to. You guys see it? Yeah, that and sitting up. And he's still army crawling. He has finally figured out how to crawl on all fours and go forward because before he was going backward, but it's slow for him. So he gets frustrated and then we'll start army crawling or commando crawling, like where they crawl with their hips on the ground versus their butt in the air. So he's a little funny that way. Because he's determined to get somewhere and do something, huh? Say, I'm determined. I'm determined. Yes, I am. Thank you, course correction. Hey, course correction. Oh, come on over, Mickey. I'll let you babysit. Look, I might just be in the room napping, but yeah. Fine little chopper, sugar bear. I'm working on number 2 myself. 12-week appointment on Wednesday. Ooh, nice. Wait, 12 weeks as in 12 weeks in the oven? Congratulations. That's so cool. Yeah, I was one of the other single mom by choices. Went to Braverman also, the immunologist, and she's trying again this year for number 2. And I was like, are you gonna go back to Braverman? I'm kind of hoping I don't have to. There's another immunologist that my acupuncturist had recommended previously. Sorry, I don't know what my hair is doing, but now it's distracting me. Because the only thing with Braverman is I had to go to Connecticut every other week for blood work, like once I got pregnant, and that was just like a pain through the whole first trimester. So if there's someone who can do everything locally, that would, I mean, I'm not going to scoff at it because that's how I got my take-home baby. But if there's a better way, listen. Hi, Alex is telling you hi. Is he going to give you kisses? Say, mwah, mwah. You give him kisses? Yes. Or are you just going to bite him? Is that a way to get? I want a kiss. Can I have a kiss? Mm-hmm. 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 Say hi, Alex. Okay. Oh, you guys did see it. Okay, his little. Oh my God, he is using my nipple as a teething ring. It's not fun. And then when I go out, he thinks it's really funny. I don't know. Has anybody ever used nipple shields? Like, can they nurse from the nipple shields? I need to look that up because it's, he'll be chomping an applesauce, right? Oh my God. He was chomping a lot already without the tooth. Like, those gums are pretty sturdy. But yeah, he's going to tear up some stuff now. Is baby potty training already? No, so I didn't do the elimination communication EC. I decided not to do that. So I am gonna wait until he can pull his own pants up and down before we start potty training. And then we'll figure that out. But he's not even walking yet, so he would have to crawl. Like it would have to at this point be elimination communication where I'm like taking him to the pot, holding him over the pot. You know what I mean? So I got enough going on in this house between the dogs and him and trying to get food done and all that. So no. And they wouldn't support elimination communication at the daycare center. So I'm going to wait until he can pull up and down his own pants and he can, oh, look, there's a thumbs up. You see, sugar? And he can walk. So he can get to the toilet. Yes, they do. Yes. Going so fast. 12 in the oven. Oh my God. 12 weeks in the oven. First is 18 months right now. Okay, so at a year and a half. So he'll be, oh my God. Well, if everything is successful, I'll have 2 under 2, like right before he's 2. So yours will already be 2 by the time number 2 gets here. That's exciting. So is the 18-month-old excited or not knowing what's going on? Like that's I'm wondering like how Sugar Bear will react like once he understands that it's another baby coming. Apparently LaSala isn't delivering anymore, just doing the prenatal care, but I'm probably having a planned C-section anyway, so I don't mind. Oh wow, that must have just changed because as you know, I had him in June. Oh wow, I wonder if that means. Well, I guess it won't matter because I'll have to do a C-section too, like with the timing that I'm doing. If I wanted to try for a VBAC, I'd have to wait longer. But that's interesting. I love Dr. LaSala. Hey, Aisha's handmade items. Are you on Etsy? I have to go check you out over there. Just me is okay. I understand. Yes, I saw your thumbs up. But yeah, so we'll see. He's still feeding himself, getting more advanced in his baby-led weaning as he develops his fine motor skills. Now he can pick up like carrots, the cube-sized carrots or whatnot. You want to tell him? You don't want to tell him? Yeah, so it's a lot of milestones. And then I gotta plan his christening for us to go to California. Are you singing? You talking? You got a story to tell? Go ahead, we listen. You want to tell us? How was your half birthday? Did you enjoy that? You did. What was your favorite part? The cake? The cupcake? No, it was the smash cake. The smash cake? Was that your favorite part? And you had the balloons? And you shared some of your smash cake with the dogs? With your first sisters? I know. I remember that part. It was a lot of fun. Yeah. Okay, good. I'm glad. Let me see if I can lay him on his play mat now that he's done nursing. You want to go hang out over here? You want to hang out over here? Yes, you want me to bring Alex? Okay. There's Alex. Ooh, child. Okay. Yeah, so just moving and grooving. Like I said, getting out of the house every morning, that is the challenge. And so I'm hoping as we do it more. But also, I don't like to make him upset. Like if he's in a mood, I don't want to like, strap him in and just drag him out of the house hollering. Because I feel like, what is the point of that? I will say Friday coming back on the train, he was sleepy and hungry. And so I pulled out the bottle out of his diaper bag and gave it to him. And he didn't want it. Like he's, I'm wearing him. So he's like on my chest. He can smell the breast milk. He wants the breast milk. So he was like throwing his head back. And there was this little old lady like who kept trying to get my attention. So I finally turned around and I just told her, ma'am, I don't have the space for you right now. Like I don't know what she wanted to say while the baby was kicking and screaming, but whatever it was, I was like, I don't have the space for you right now. You could just feel somebody like, and we were in the seats, the front to back seat. So, Sugar Bear and I are facing this way and she's over here and just like this. And so I tried to ignore her, hoping she would get the hit. And then she was just like, I finally just had to tell her, ma'am. Yeah, but getting home is fairly easy. Like he's only been upset going home twice. Both times there were issues with the train. So there was that one, I'm sure you guys saw it because NTSB, the one train was out. We don't take the one, but it's that train and the BC that go to Uptown. So Upper West Side. The train was at like 96 and it derailed with a non-passenger train. So we had a long wait to get home. And so by the time we got on the train, like maybe 1 or 2 stops before he started going off, and then I just pulled out his bottle and rocked him and he was okay. So hasn't been too crazy. And I just feel like it's less pressure coming home because if we get home at 6 or we get home at 6:30, nobody really cares. It's trying to get into the office, and the daycare wants him there no later than 10. I wish I could say that we made it there always no later than 10. Because it is backup daycare, and sometimes he's like the only child there. And I guess, they're not, I know. Oh, did he undo my string? Oh, no, here it is. They are paying for someone to be there and he's not there. But I'm like, don't you have to pay for the 8 hours anyway? It's like, when you go to a trainer and they charge you if you're late. It's like, but I'm here and we're still doing the training. So anyway, 37 weeks. Congratulations. First baby girl, IVF like you. Congratulations, Amy. That is awesome. Hey, Veronique. Hello from Wales, United Kingdoms. You're an inspiration. I have told a few women to watch you. They are considering doing what you've done. Oh, awesome. Thank you so much. No vision board as the big one, but maybe create on as my wallpaper on my phone. Oh, that's cool. I've seen somebody, who was that did a digital vision board. I saw that. I liked it. I don't know. I like the tactile feeling. I should do digital so I don't have more clutter in my house, but yeah. And doing the big one can sometimes feel daunting. Like I like not having the pressure of doing a big giant one. Yeah. Looking for your Amazon store for the ubiquinol transfer prepping. Okay, I'll put the link in here. Let me see. It's just simply Tanika Amazon page. I'll put it in the chat. I think it's under the heading like it's either under general store or actually let me just look and I can tell you exactly where it is. I need to reorganize this. You'll see it. It's like 4 down and it has ubiquinol on the picture. It says fertility supplements. Copy link. I'll give you the exact link for just that part of the store. I need to order myself some more now that you say that. Put it on my list, my shopping list for Friday. It's a shorter gap between kids than I'd want if I were in my 20s, but there's no time to waste. As my friend likes to say, make it do what it do. I know that's right. I have to keep marching toward those dreams. Yes. I mean, it's definitely a shorter gap than what I would want, but I'm not trying to be 55 popping out babies either. So it is, what it is. And I'm paying for storage on the embryos, right? So I figure get the next one. It took me 5 to get him. It might take my remaining 5 to get number 2, but the longer I wait to start, the longer it takes for the baby to get here. So it is what it is. Somebody was like on our call earlier, they didn't want to be outnumbered. I thought that was an interesting way. I always thought people said that as a joke. It sounds kind of aggressive, like to be outnumbered by your children, like they're going to gang up on you. I don't know. But I guess if you're in a relationship and you have 3 kids, you're outnumbered. I'm already outnumbered if that's the case because I got the 2 dogs and the baby here in the house with me. So I'm at their beck and call. But yeah. Yeah. I figured too, the closer they are, the easier it is before you get back into like a normal sleeping pattern or back. I'm sort of in this in between land anyway. So might as well just bite the bullet. I know I've talked to women who have like 4 or 5 years in between, and they said it's basically like starting over. And I know my brother and I are like 5.5 years apart, and we weren't very close when we were little. We got closer as adults, but we weren't close when we were little. So I want him to have like a little buddy. I think it'll be nice. But yeah, it's, we have to do what works for us. Like it's going to do what it do. So, and, God has the last word on it all. Oh, yeah? You trying to come over here? Are you trying to come over here? Oh, yeah. The teacher said he was helping read when she was reading the stories. He loves books. Just so cute. I'm excited that they're excited about him at school, even though it's his temporary school. It's nice because like they have updates. Like they're genuinely excited to tell me about the updates. And I'm like, oh, did you get a picture? And they're like, yeah, so here it is. And yeah. They were like, one of the teachers had been away for like 4 days, and she was like, oh my God, I came back. He's sitting up. He has a tooth and a half and blah, blah, blah. And she was like, he's going fast. I was like, I know. Tell me about it. My sister said it's because he's making room for the next one. I'm like, how does he know? So, oh my God, and I have to tell you guys that stuff that I opened up the day after Christmas or the day that my sister sent that. I was wondering like why all this stuff didn't look familiar. She knows my taste though, because I was like, it looks like stuff I would have bought, but I don't exactly remember getting it. But anyway, yeah. Shout out to Auntie Erica. I'm saving up for my second transfer which would be a donor egg transfer. When should I start the supplements? Aiming for a summer. I would do it. Ooh, no later than 2 months. I would say 3 months. Even though you're not worried about your eggs, it's like you want to get your uterus in shape, and just your overall body. I think the ubiquinol helped. Oh, okay. I think should have. Yes, sir. Are you stuck? Okay, hold on. Oh, okay. Okay. Hello. How it goes? How it goes? ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? Do you want to have that? Okay. Yeah, I think it depends. I mean, in your folic acid, I would do 3 months ahead, or the what's the oh my god, what is the one I took? The alternate to folic acid. It's sitting right on my nightstand. Ferris. Oh my god, let me just Google it. What are you doing, sir? Oh, okay. The natural form of folic acid. Somebody's gonna put it in there already. Folate. Oh my god, why was that so hard? Folate. I would start the folate 3 months early. Iron, have all that checked. But see if they'll check your blood work. Some of the things you may not need. Like I had my vitamin D tested. I still needed some, but I didn't need as much as I originally thought. Okay. Okay. How's that? Is that better? Okay. Oh my god. Uh-oh. So, and what I did for my second transfer, I put money on my FSA card, so I'll use that. Will actually go to the well, most of it, because I think I put just under 4,000, whatever the IRS limit is. I did the max of it, and I think the transfer was like $2,800, something like that. So that'll go on that card, and then hopefully I only need one, and that's what I'm trying to figure out. What is most cost effective? Because if I do, obviously there's no guarantee, but if I do a transfer with the you want me to stop talking, sir? Oh my god. Okay. Oh, okay. He does a little dance at the beginning. You know how when you get a good biscuit and you got to dance? That's what he's doing. Okay. Okay, so cost effective. I can do the first transfer with the Braverman or with some reproductive immunologist. Hope that's a success, and then I'm done. Or I try it the first one without, hope it works. If it doesn't work, then I go. You know what I mean? But like, would I be wasting that first one? That's what I'm trying to figure out. So we shall see, honey. We shall see. Because obviously my money is different now that I have to pay daycare, you know. Hopefully I will get some type of tax return because I'll be able to claim him as a dependent for 2023 since he was born in June. So, because before that, I mean, being single is no fun as far as taxes. I pay so much in taxes, but when you're head of household, you get a nice tax break. So we'll see how that pans out. Yeah, just it's expensive. I'll just say that it's expensive trying to have babies. And then I'm pretty sure the pharmacy insurance will cover the meds, but I didn't have the only thing I really had was progesterone, right? Because it's a transfer. It's not like I got to get stems or any of that. Well, I didn't even have to do that last time because it's donor. I already have embryos, but yeah, that part I don't. I'm just trying to figure out what makes the most sense for me. But it would be, and I think next time I only take 4 months off and try to, instead of taking the 6 months off. We'll see. Because there's a weird thing that happens when you transition off of payroll. So like I had to, which is we're fully on payroll for the first 4 months at my job, and then the second 2 months it goes through MetLife. And so MetLife is not taking money out for insurance and all that. So you have to write a separate check to cover your insurance, a separate check. I think that was it for medical. Oh no. And so I also had um dependent care deductions, and they stopped the dependent care deductions once payroll stopped for me. So then I just submitted his, like, for a reimbursement for his childcare, and it was, he's so funny, sir. Mhm. He's so dramatic. His eyes are closed, and he's like, can you guys see that part? And he's just going crazy. Anyway, so originally my claim got denied. I just had to send a letter to our benefits team on Friday because they were like, oh, these expired September 28th, because that was like the last day I was on payroll. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense. I didn't have, they said it was good from January to September 28th. I'm like, I didn't have the baby yet in January. And the 28th, I went on to disability. So I couldn't have childcare. I wasn't eligible for childcare costs because I'm at home taking care of the baby. So we'll see what they come up with. I mean, it's only, my claim was like for $345 because that was my copay for the backup daycare. It's not the end of the world, but like I don't have 300 and nothing to give away. So we'll see. So I think, yeah, just to make it seamless for me, I would do only 4 months with the next one. And I would want to have the baby before my birthday in 2025. So will all that work out? Yes, methylfolate. Thank you, T. I'm like, my brain, and I could see it, and I'm like, it's something with the F. And for some reason, I kept thinking ferrous, which is the iron. My brain, it's mom brain. Yeah. Hello, Danielle. Oh wow, I've had 3 rounds of IVF. I'm 46. Whew, yes. Are you doing donor egg, or are you doing with your own egg? IVF is rough. I wish I would have started my IVF at 46. I wasted my time with IUI. So kudos to you for going right to IVF. And hopefully you get your take-home baby. It is, it's worth it. I'm not gonna say it's easy because there were times where I definitely wanted to walk away. I definitely was like, I don't know if I can do this, meaning I don't know if I can withstand another negative test. So I took a year off. You have to do what makes sense for you. Also, highly recommend therapy. Having a dependent was so helpful with taxes, girl. I'm looking forward to it. I am looking forward to it. So yeah. Hello, Mika. How are you? And yeah, because like earned income credit and all that, I don't qualify for any of that. And so it'll be nice to have the tax credit. And I think for the childcare is really the tricky part because like it doesn't, the taxes don't account for you living in New York, right? I think the max you get on like childcare is like maybe $4,000 or $5,000. Meanwhile, in New York, we're paying that for 1 month of childcare, but I'll take what I can get. And then you get the child tax credit, which I think is like $1,000 a child, something like that. So, I mean, it beats a blank, right? And it also, not only do you get the credit, it stops you from having to pay more taxes because as a single person, you pay way more than you do for head of household. So another thing, trying to make you have a spouse. I am 46 with diminished ovarian reserve. I'm reviewing the option of donor. Okay. What insurance have had? So I had Independence Blue Cross through Comcast, NBC Universal. It really depends on your employer or who actually has the policy of what the benefits will be, because there are other people who also have Independence Blue Cross who don't have the same coverage I have. It's based on what your employer contracts with the insurance. Single by choice. Oh, yay, congratulations. Yeah. So a lot of it I paid out of pocket. A lot my insurance covered, but a lot of it I did pay out of pocket. Like insurance covered donor egg, or the how do you say it? The retrieval and the medication, but they did not cover the admin fee. So I had to pay $20,000 out of pocket for the fees for finding her and the fees for paying the donors part of it. So yeah, it kind of depends. I put it on a credit card, and then um yeah, between using my FSA card and credit cards, I was really like what insurance didn't cover is how I used it. So after one fail cycle, I move into donor. Oh, after one. So you're moving quick, Heather. That's good. I was stubborn. I wasted some years on IUI and then 2 years going at it with my own eggs because I did my first egg retrieval in 18 and then I did another one in 19. And 2020, at the end of 2020 is when I got my donor. So there was a pandemic in there. My mom was sick. So it's not like it's totally a waste of time, but it was, I'm not gonna complain because I got Sugar Bear. I believe he chose me. If I would have been pregnant at a different time, I would have had a different child. So it all worked out the way that it did. But in the moments of it happening, I didn't know that, right? I didn't know how it was gonna end. And so would I have saved myself some heartbreak? I don't know. Would I be as appreciative of Sugar Bear as I am? I don't know. He's knocked out now, if you guys are wondering why he's quiet. With my boob resting on him. 3 rounds, and unfortunately it didn't work. Yeah, I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. It's hard too because I don't know. For me, with each one, it got more emotional. I don't know if it was because I was doing back to back and I was on my meds and it was messing with my head. I don't know, but it's rough and it can feel lonely, even in the single mom by choice community, even in the TTC community, because people mean well, but they're like, just be positive. And it's like, that's a tall order when you feel like, well, for me, it's something wrong with my body. And everybody kept saying, oh, once you go to donor egg, you'll get your take home baby, which ended up not being true because I had 4 big fat negatives with the donor embryos, right? The double donor embryos. And so then, oh, it is my body. You know what I mean? But it's not my eggs, it's my uterus. So it can be a bit of a mind trip. So that's why I definitely recommend therapy. Someone was just telling me too on the call that I had earlier that there are therapists now who specialize in single mom by choice. So if you can find one of those, that would be awesome. Just knowing, the right thing to say, because I have gone through quite a few therapists because of the journey. Because sometimes it's men are like, well, I shouldn't say men. The one of the male psychiatrists I'm on my third male. I had two. Did I have 2 women? I had 1 woman. Well, kind of anyway. He was like, "Well, you're basically delegating yourself to a life of permanent singlehood by having a baby." And I'm like, "What?" He was like, "Well, you're not going to be able to find someone once you have a baby." Well, I'm not looking for one. You know what I mean? But he was like, "Well, you should want a partner." But it was just like very patriarchal. Yeah, I was just like, so clearly I had to get a new therapist. But yeah. Yes, it is very true. Time is of the essence. I mean, it's good you recognize that, Paige, because I was like, Heather, sorry. I was like, once I hit 50, I'm not gonna do it anymore, and blah blah blah. And here I was giving birth at oh my god, how old am I? At 52. I'll be 53 in May. But yeah, so time is definitely of the essence, and it's good that you recognize that. I wish we could have a Zoom chat, those of us 45 plus, with you facilitating 4 rounds down. Oh, I'm sorry, Mickey. I'm sorry. We might be able to. Maybe I'll do a Zoom at the end of the month. I don't know if I still have a Zoom subscription. I think you have to have a subscription to go over 40 minutes. I have to look, but yeah, we could do that. We might do it. We'll see how much interest there is. I'll offer it out to the members first, and then if there's not enough interest there, I'll open it up to all the subscribers. Well, we could definitely chat and get into the nitty-gritty of it all. Praying for everyone to have the take-home babies they hope for. Absolutely. Thank you, course correction. Yeah, it is. It teaches you patience. I will say that, and I'm grateful for it because I have the most patience with this one. Yeah, it is. It teaches you patience. I had to get heavy into my gratitude practice, because it's hard well, one, we have to acknowledge our feelings. We feel what we feel, and not to talk ourselves out of it. Because at first I was judging myself, like, well, you should be grateful you can do this. So, because I was about to go into gratitude practice, but I want to preface it with, you don't have to be grateful just because you're able to do it, right? There are other things that you have desires for. But I recognize that there are some people who can't even get as far as I did, prior to having him, because of financial restrictions or because of family shame. Their family wouldn't accept them having a donor egg and things like that. So I want to acknowledge that I'm in a different space, but it doesn't make it easier to take getting a big fat negative, because in that respect I'm still empty handed, do you know? So then I had to focus on other things that I was grateful for, like my health, employment, those things, and take it all in stride, mainly so I didn't feel like a victim, or I didn't make myself be like, oh, why is this happening to me? I didn't want to be in that space. I wanted to stay powerful within my body, and so that helped me. And I wanted to be kind to my body because I was asking a lot of it. I'm giving myself all these injections and medications, and that can't be easy on the body. Like, that's not natural. That's why they're giving you these medications, to help you get pregnant and stay pregnant, right? And so I think just trying to keep everything in perspective is important, and taking it one day at a time. But it was hard. It was hard to make plans. Like, I didn't do the nursery, even start on it, until I was more than halfway through my pregnancy, just because I wasn't sure how it was all going to shake out. I don't think I started the nursery until like March, and I was due in June. So it was pretty late in the pregnancy. I didn't take any of it for granted, I guess I want to say. I wasn't like negative about, oh, it might not happen, but I wasn't taking anything for granted, just based on the journey that I had been on to. It is a very devastating process. It just, if you haven't been through it, it's not really something you can explain. It's like gut wrenching. Um, Seeing that negative test is just, or waiting, because there were times where I would wait for the call just because I couldn't put myself mentally through testing and getting negatives. But there, it just feels like you've been gutted, and all the hormones you're taking don't help. Um, oh, thank you. I mixed up a whole bunch of colors. I made myself some highlights. I was trying to give it some depth, because my hair is thinning postpartum, like mainly around here. But there's also a spot over here. So I was just trying to make it look fuller. It's not perfect because I did it at home, but I love it. And it's not from a box. Like, I mixed up a couple of bottles of Adore, because I wanted to have like a unique color, you know what I mean? So, but I'm not a colorist. So I learned a lot. Next time it'll be easier. But yeah. Um, oh, thank you, T. Leading up to Sugar Bear and even before. Awesome. I appreciate you. Thank you. You know what? It was therapeutic to share my journey. Sometimes frustrating, but it was definitely therapeutic. And I feel like, what is it called? Like, when you collectively share information, it's like crowdsourcing. Like, I feel like we crowdsource information because all of us have a little bit of something and then we pull it together. I just happen to be the one speaking about it, but in the comments and everything, it's really the community collectively, I feel like, helps each other and offers, support. Even today on the call, I hadn't thought about it, but some their families were not even wanting them to be single moms by choice. Like, once it happened, they were accepting of it. But, some people, again, don't think that's the way to go. Like, oh, if God wanted you to have a baby, blah, blah, blah. And, all sorts of ideas, other people's ideas and emotions get kind of caught up in that. And you really have to figure out what your own intuition is telling you, what that inner voice is telling you. And in the beginning, that was kind of hard for me as a, recovering people pleaser. Like, I'm definitely further along in my healing journey now than I was in 2017. So that has helped a lot. But I also think, like, maybe that's why I had to wait. Like, maybe I wasn't ready. I don't know. I just know that it ended up being divine timing, and he came right on time. So yeah. It's real trauma. One of my friends had her baby boy the day my HCG came back, underwent. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm so sorry, Mickey. That is gut wrenching. Happy New Year, Melly B. past due, trying to surrender and be patient. Surrender as in don't take a test, and that's where the patience you're trying to be patient for, or sending you loads of baby dust, pregnant until proven otherwise. Or what is the other one? Pregnant and staying pregnant. But you got to have the positive for that. But whatever it is, like talk to the baby, talk to your uterus. Yeah. Oh my God. It was I had a feeling with this one, like going into this cycle though, I knew it just felt different. Like even before we actually did the transfer, like the physical, it just felt different. And Dr. McConnell did my transfer. She did that extra little boop. And I was like, this is it. This is gonna take. And I love Dr. McConnell because I called her with my crazy anxiety ridden self and like, I'm spotting. And she was just like, well, let's stay calm. This is probably a good sign. I'm hoping it's implantation bleeding, blah, blah, blah. Bye. And I had already promised myself I'm not gonna test. I'm not gonna test this day at 12:01. Baby, I busted out a whole lot of pregnancy tests and I got my positive. But yeah. I'm pregnant waiting on her to make her do. Oh, yay, Melly. Okay, very cool. Nice. When are you due? Oh, I'm excited for you. When are you? And you know it's a girl too. I think this next time I'll find out the gender. Mainly because I need to know if I should keep the clothes that he has or if I should get rid of them. Some of them I can keep. I actually need to go in there and do a rotation because he's outgrown all of the 3 months, some of the 6 month because he's long. I put an outfit on him the other day because I like the one pieces with the snaps. I don't know what they're not really onesies because they have legs, but a lot of them he's outgrown because he's so tall. Course correction is wishing you a safe and healthy delivery, Melly B. January 5th. Oh, wait, so you're past due? Wait, today's the 7th. Oh my God, are you going to have an induction? Girl, you could go into labor on this call. Wow. Wow. Oh my God. Yes. Definitely wishing you a happy, healthy, safe delivery for both you and baby. Are you having a doula? Oh my God. Do you want to come on? If I send you a link, how do I send you a link? Let me see. And tell us, wait a minute. How do I get the link? Hold on. Invite. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna put this in there. If you want to come on, Melly, no pressure. You might not even be able to take a deep breath. But we need all the details. Mickey is saying I will test first next time. Have my consult with Dr. McConnell. Oh, good. How did it go? Well, obviously you liked it because you're saying you should have started with her. She's so patient. I love Dr. McConnell. I realized I had not sent her any pictures of Sugar Bear, so I sent it maybe last week or week before last. Like I sent his half month, I sent his newborn, mainly because I was like, oh, I need to schedule an appointment. Hey, Melly B. Okay.
I look a little crazy.
So January 5th, tell us what's happening.
Yeah, so I do have a doula. I'm doing a birth center.
Okay.
So they don't do the induction. They'll let me go to 42 weeks without any like real interventions. Yeah, I'm just waiting.
So are you technically in the 41st week right now?
I'm 40 plus 4.
Okay. So they'll let you go to 42 weeks.
Yeah.
Yay. All the feels.
Yeah, I'm supposed to do acupuncture on Tuesday to hopefully help get things moving. I don't know. She's comfy in here.
Okay. Nice. Oh my God. Anybody have any questions for Melly? Drop them in the chat. I'm so excited for you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh my God. Yeah. So birthing center, is that where you can do like in the tub? Like tell us about the birthing center. Okay.
Yeah, so they have a tub. It's set up pretty much like a bedroom, which is nice. So it doesn't look sterile and cold. I'm in New Jersey, so there's a couple birth centers here. And they have not just outside, but outside of that, yeah, pain management is on your own.
Okay. What are you doing? Like hypnobirthing or what's your prep for
Yes, so
pain
I've been
management?
doing hypnobirthing, meditation, stuff like that. Yeah.
Yes, yes, and you going to acupuncture too. Yeah, I saw some stuff on Hypnobirthing. I have to be honest though, at the end, I was like, let's just take him out. I mean, I was induced for 2 days and he wasn't here, so I was like, let's just get him
And
out.
I think that's just kind of where you get, because it's like hypnobirthing is 100% what I want to do, but also I'm at this point where I'm like, you know what happens. Like I just want her to get here, us to be healthy, and that's
Right.
it.
So will you share a little bit, if you don't mind, about your journey? Like, did you do IUI, IVF? What was that like?
So, we actually didn't go through all of that. This is my rainbow baby, but we got really
Congratulations.
lucky within our like first cycle, and then I had a miscarriage probably about like, what was it? I found out like 11 weeks.
I'm sorry.
After that we tried for probably about 6 months, and then my doctor was like, okay, we can do all the tests you want to do, but honestly I think that if you stop tracking and stop really trying, that it'll kind of happen. And I was like, I don't know. But he was like, give me a date on where you feel like you want to have all the tests done. Like, you want to be pregnant by this date, or you want to have all the tests. And I was like, okay, well, if I'm not pregnant by June, which will, I was like, that'll be like a full, like, I think it was like 8 months or 9 months after my miscarriage. I was like, if I'm not pregnant by then I want to run all the tests. Like, I want to run
Okay.
everything. And then he said, okay, so stop tracking, have fun. And then if you're not by then we'll do everything. He's like, we have everything to run everything for you. I was like, okay. So that actual following cycle, we conceived. So
Wow, congratulations. Look at God. Course
yeah,
correction
so
says,
it's
oh,
crazy.
go ahead. No, no, go ahead. Sorry, I cut you off.
Oh, I was just saying it's crazy because I had booked the trip. I was like, you know what? Let me just focus on something else, because like when you're trying to conceive, it really is all consuming. You're taking OPKs, you're logging everything, like it's and then after you ovulate, you're testing. I was testing every day, morning and night.
Oh
Like,
my
so it
God.
was like
Yeah.
it's so all consuming that um I just when he said, gave me the green light to like not think about it anymore, I really was like, okay, well, I need to occupy my mind with something else now
Right.
because I have all this, extra um
Free mental
space.
space. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna, my birthday's in June, so I'm gonna like get back on my fitness. I'm gonna, work out. I like rejoined my kickboxing gym. I booked a trip because it was actually my 30th birthday. So I was like, okay, I want to celebrate. And I booked this trip to go to Central America and like do a bunch of activities like hiking and
Oh,
zip
nice. Okay.
lining and all these things. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna do all these things. I paid for everything, and that cycle I got pregnant. So
Won't he
yeah, so
do it?
obviously I didn't get to zip line and do all those
Right.
things.
Right.
But it's
Yeah,
just
but it's
like I
like you don't want to put your life on hold either. And I think that's freeing of like, I got to live my life. And then there you go. You end up pregnant.
yeah, I think it's just one of those things, kind of like you make your plan outside of that, and I feel like, I don't know, for some reason that was helpful for me. I'm not a super high stress person, and I don't do that well under a lot of stress, but I can get like really anal and really like, but it's not conducive for me. Like, it's just not
Right.
helpful.
Right.
And I think this was like definitely one of those moments. That's why even now I'm like, surrendering is where I am headspace wise, like, because I've researched all the things, like all the natural inductions and all the, and I could be like, I'm going to do all the things all the time, but it's just like, I just also know that that's not a great mental space for me. So I'm like
Right.
finding the balance between being like, oh well, I'll exercise, I'll sit on my ball here and there, and I'll do these things here and there.
That's
Oh
great that you know yourself well enough. You know what I mean? And not driving yourself
yeah.
crazy about it. That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, she said, how long can you stay at the
Yeah, there's a
center?
couple of questions in here for you. So, yeah, course correction. How long can you stay at the center? Is there any aftercare? Do you know?
Yeah, so for the center, I think typically it's around 4 to 8 hours that they'll keep you.
Four
But
to eight or 48?
4 to 8. But
Oh,
I think you can stay up to 12 hours.
okay. Oh, wow.
But they
Okay.
only really do vaginal delivery, so there's not really that much to really, do. And they have a 24-hour check-in where they come and they check you at 24 hours as well, at your home.
Okay.
So
At your
I'm
home.
guessing
Oh,
that's why.
nice. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm guessing that that's why they also do the newborn check. They can do that at your home as well.
Okay. Heather is stunned. No medication at birthing centers.
Yeah, so they have nitrous oxide, which is like laughing gas.
Right. Okay.
You have the pool, you have the ball, you have
In it
those are
to
the things
win
you
it.
have.
Oh my God. Yeah. But it seems like I watched that midwife show from the UK and they do the nitrous oxide. They seem fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because it's like it's so in hypnobirthing, like since you've looked into it, it's like, they talk a lot about, the mental portion of things. And for me, I'm like at the end of the day, if I do need to tap out, I need to tap out. Most of the transfers that do happen are transfers because of people. Usually it's not even the pain, honestly. Usually it's the exhaustion for people, right? Like if you're
Okay.
40
Meaning
hours
transfer
in
from the birthing center to a
to
hospital?
a hospital.
Okay.
Yeah, so that is an option. Like you can transfer if you're like, oh no, I can't, take this anymore. And that's where most of the transfers happen. They don't happen because of emergencies. They usually happen because someone's just too tired to
They
really
tap out.
continue. Yeah, yeah. Because it's like after, let's say 40 hours in, you haven't slept because you've been going through contractions. So you're sleep deprived. I mean, at the birth center, you can eat, which is nice. So you won't be food deprived. Like in the
Right.
hospital, you're like food deprived and sleep deprived
Oh my God. Yes.
because you're on the medication, so it can have other stuff. But when you're natural, you can snack and stuff, but you're probably not gonna be able to sleep. Like, I had prodromal labor and I was able to sleep a little bit in between contractions, but you're not gonna feel rested. So
Right. Right. That makes sense. Jamaican Beauty is saying have a safe delivery. She did acupuncture
thank
up until
you.
the end because of the pain to get him to come. Oh, did you do acupuncture
Oh,
in the hospital, Jamaican Beauty? That's nice.
I was like,
Um,
up until the end. That's
right?
interesting.
Oh my God. I know when I was going to acupuncture, she was doing things to help ripen my cervix, but I never talked about her coming to the hospital.
I didn't even know that was an option.
Jan Joyce, she did it at 45. You can do it. Mickey J, go June babies, Gemini send it. Are you a Gemini? When in June is
I'm
your
a
birthday?
Cancer. I'm
Okay.
June 27th.
Okay.
We're
Sugar
still
Bear
June
is a
babies.
Gemini. What is the next one? Go for it. It's not too late. Okay, that's Jan Joy cheering. Alexandra is sending prayers. Have an excellent
Thank
birth.
you. Thank you.
Um, I'm gonna come back to that. Let me just star this one. And someone saying congratulations, bless
Thank
you.
you.
Oh, Jamaican Beauty is saying no, the
Oh, okay, okay.
date before induction. Yeah, I did that too. Okay. All right, that's cool. June 17th is Mickey J. Okay, Gemini's. All right. Well, is there anything else you want to share with everybody?
Uh, I think that's probably it. I'm just at this point, I've been home, so bored.
Are you on leave already? Oh, yeah, because you thought you,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and
So,
I teach fitness. So I had to stop that pretty like probably around what 34 weeks. I stopped teaching classes.
okay.
But I was still at the desk and I also managed the studio, so I was doing management work, which I do now from home.
Wait, so you were like up on your feet teaching a fitness class at 34 weeks? Oh my God, you
Yeah,
are
I'm a pole
gangster.
fitness instructor.
Oh my God, wow.
So I was still swinging around the pole
Baby.
here and there, but once my belly got like too big, it's like, okay, well, I can't do anything anymore.
Right. Oh my God, that is crazy. So, if you can you be induced at the birthing center or you have to go to the hospital to be
You have to go
induced?
to the hospital. They don't have like well, they have pitocin, but they have pitocin for like postpartum bleeding, so like they have
Okay.
like the injections for pitocin. They can sew you up there. They the actual owner, she's a black woman, she's a black OBGYN,
Oh, nice.
and she launched the center, I'm guessing after being in the hospitals and just seeing how underserviced specifically women of color are, because this birthing center is in Union, which is like definitely more black people than like the
Okay.
other birthing centers that I
I
see.
don't know
They're
why I
pretty
don't
deep.
imagine any black people in New Jersey, but clearly I'm wrong. Oh my God.
That's so fun. There's so many black people in Jersey. I mean, I'm from Brooklyn, but
Okay.
there's a lot of us here. A lot of us
Really?
like
Okay.
New York transplants
Okay.
who were like, okay, it's a little bit cheaper out here. It's a little bit more
Right.
space,
And getting
So
more space. Yeah. I know that's right.
yeah, there's a lot of us here. I would say like especially like Jersey City where I am is very diverse. Black is not the predominant like culture. It's definitely, I think, mostly Indian.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, I need to make it
Yeah.
out to Jersey. So, what did you look for when looking for a birthing center?
So, I really didn't have that many qualifications. I really liked the distance. So that was the biggest one because obviously if you're in labor, you don't want to drive an hour, you know?
Okay.
So that was why I didn't choose the other birth center. And this one's like 20 minutes away. So I was like, okay,
Oh yeah. Okay.
that's good. You know, an hour away, you may give birth in an Uber, which is not.
Baby. So, do you have like a doula and a midwife there, or how does that work?
So they have a midwife group and they do also work with doulas, but I had hired my doula with my previous pregnancy. So I
Okay.
just kept her on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I just kept her and I used her again. So she's going to be coming from, I think she's in like Harlem or something. So
Okay.
she'll be traveling from there. Um yeah, and they have midwives, but the way they do it, I'm not actually a huge fan of.
Okay.
If my insurance wasn't fully taken by them, I would have probably went with a home birth. And if I wasn't in an apartment, because I think, I don't know, birthing at home in an apartment is kind of odd to me. But
Okay.
but if I was in a house and if my insurance wasn't fully covered at the birth center, I would have definitely went for a home birth because while you do have a midwife, it still ran pretty much how OBs are, which is like whoever's on call is who you end up with.
Okay.
So it's a
Gotcha.
group of midwives, but it's like I've only met two of them, you
Okay.
know?
Yeah.
And so I don't know. It could be a stranger at my birth.
Right. I mean, yeah. Yeah. Even with the doula, like, I mean, I had my doula of choice there, but she wanted me to meet like five others in case she couldn't make it. It was like the week before my birth. I was like, I'm
Mm.
not gonna meet them in an event. If they're there, we'll meet when they're there. But I'm like, I can't deal with
See, I
introduction of
spoke to a
five
doula I
people.
really liked, and she had a similar thing. And I didn't go with her because I was just
Okay.
like, I can't have that level of uncertainty.
Right.
I was like, oh no, I need someone that is only going to take enough births in a certain time frame that they know they'll be available, you know?
Right, right. Yeah. Yeah, she was just starting out her solo practice. I mean, it worked out. Like I said, she was there. And I think even though my next birth, I know it'll be cesarean, I think I still would like to have a doula there just in the room for the prep. Like she went into the surgery room, the surgical, whatever, the what is it called? Operating room. And she cut his umbilical cord. And so I did like
Oh,
that. But yeah, I don't know. It's such an interesting, it was just a way different experience than what I had put in my head. Like I didn't have a lot of expectation. Oh, did I lose you? Oh no, you're down there.
no, I'm here.
Okay. I could see you down here, but then I couldn't. Okay, anyway.
I had a feedback loop coming from my TV. So I was like, oh, let me
Oh,
turn that off
oh my God. Okay.
because it was
So,
still streaming over there. And I was like, wait a second. I was like, I
oh,
was hearing
okay.
you double just now.
Yeah, I didn't even hear it. Sometimes I'll hear echo, but I did not hear that. Let me just see through the
But
other.
yeah, that's one thing with the doula I actually was a little bit back and forth on. But I think, yeah, I was a little bit back and forth on if I feel like, because you just don't know how you're going to be during labor, right? Like, I don't know if I'm going to be the person that wants all the support and wants a bunch of people around me, if I'm going to be the person who's going to be like, leave me alone. I want to be in my little corner, you know? So it's
Right.
one of those things that's kind of hard to determine, like, how helpful are people even going to be? But, you know, my husband was like, well, you know, you rather have the help and not need it than need the help and
Needed
not
and
have
not
it.
happy. Yeah, that's a good
So
point. Yeah.
I was like, that's true. That's true. But I guess I'll have to report back and say how I felt about
Yes, I would
about the
love to
doula.
hear. So did he take the hypnobirthing classes with you or study or no?
Not really. I I like print the stuff out and like send it to him. I think he looks it over, but that's probably about it.
Okay. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
He's
Let me
been in
just
his daddy mode though,
right.
buying all
I
the
can't even
books
imagine
and
like what men go through as they're like that's just
I
gotta
know.
be
It's interesting.
yeah, because they don't go through the pregnancy. So like it's like the
Right.
idea of pregnancy and then a baby is here. Like how does that feel for them?
Yeah, it's so interesting. I'm like, I don't know how they transition because I feel like I'm still in a space. I don't know if you were, but I'm still in a space where I'm kind of like this level of disbelief. And I don't know if it's because we did, you know, suffer loss that you kind of are still in that space of like, okay, well, is this baby like I'm like literally like, is this baby gonna be here? Like, and I feel her obviously. She's kicking, she's moving around, wiggling around in there, but it's just like, you're just like, but is like, is this real? You know, like I feel like you kind of still have
Totally.
that feeling.
Yeah. I was talking to him, and obviously I didn't know it was a boy at that time, but I was talking to the baby like 24/7. And I ended up wanting to just be quiet I thought I was gonna be like more chatty, but I just was like focused on him in the room. And so I was like I was asking everybody just shh, shh, shh.
Right.
Yeah, you don't know. But it like even when they first pulled him out and held him up, because I got to call the gender because I didn't know. Like I was trying like just to compose myself. Like I felt like I was wanting to scream like, "Oh my god, he's here." So it
Right.
took me a while to just say boy, right? I was just like, "Oh my god, it's real."
It's crazy.
Yeah,
And I'm like, if we feel like that and we can feel the baby kicking, we can I can't imagine. I
right.
can't imagine like how do you rectify that in your head? Like, okay, there was a test and there were some ultrasounds, but then like there's a real baby here now, you know?
A
It's
whole human
crazy.
being, yeah. Mickey is asking for Zoom pole classes.
It's hard to do Zoom. I don't know. Maybe at some point. I don't even know how long it's gonna take me before I can actually get back into pole.
I wouldn't rush. Oh my god.
No, yeah.
Um
Oh, really?
in New Jersey, I have the best black doctor, would recommend always. Okay. How did you find your doula? Did you do like a boober.com, or what was your
So it was interesting. Like one of my friends knew her. So she just crossed paths with her and she said, "Oh, I have this girl. And I think she's a doula." And I was like, "Oh, I'm looking for a doula. Like, let me, get her information." So it was really just that simple. I tend to lean on people's recommendations, and just so happened that she knew someone. But I don't know, it's New York. I feel like it's easy to kind of get like a word of mouth type of recommendation. So that's pretty much
right?
how I found her. But I did look on where I looked was Instagram. Actually, that's where I really
Okay.
looked for people. It was just a little bit challenging because I think New Jersey is one of those places that is kind of underserviced just because of how spread out it is.
Okay.
So you can find people, but like I found like even a midwife, like because originally I wanted like a dedicated midwife, and that was really challenging, which is why I ended up doing the birth center because it was just a lot easier, and also
Uh,
they fully take my insurance.
okay. Oh wow. Okay.
So that was nice.
Yeah.
And it's about the birth, it would be like around like I think like $10,000 or $11,000, which is,
Okay.
a fraction of the hospital.
Yeah, honey, they charged me $9,000 just for him to be in the daycare, in the nursery, and he was there like max 4 hours. I was
That's
like, oh my
crazy.
god, yes.
I seen someone shared that like, oh, they charged her like $45 for a band-aid. Like it's just like
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know if I didn't look for band-aids, but that one stuck out to me. It's like,
yeah.
I don't know, it's ridiculous. Yeah.
Because like sometimes the smaller numbers you don't really you kind of overlook it, like, okay, this little thing here, this little thing here. But then it's like, and then you read it and you're like, oh, that's the line item though. Like
Right.
people get
Right.
double charged. People get charged for things they never use. Like they'll get charged for anesthesia when they didn't get it. Like they'll like it's an interesting thing because a lot of people
Right.
don't ask for their itemized bill for one.
No, yeah, but it's like when you see the total, it makes you go back and look at like, wait, what was that for? What did I
Right.
do? They even charged me for a wheelchair. Like I had to go get an ultrasound for my kidney, because my creatinine levels were coming back elevated, and it was like they didn't send it directly to me. They just submitted it to the insurance, so I only saw it when the explanation of benefits came. But I was like, really? Just it was
Like
very
literally like a
strange.
5-minute wheelchair ride. Like it's
Right.
crazy.
It's
It's
bonkers.
crazy.
Tamika saying she had a doula for her scheduled C-section. Yeah, I'm planning on that.
Yeah.
Just yeah, why not? The
And
doula's
I
there to
also
support
feel
the
like
mom.
I feel like even if you have a partner, right, they're gonna have a million things going through their head as well. They're gonna be worried about you. They're gonna be worried about the baby. So a doula,
Right.
like at least they'll just be there for you, which is nice.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, because she was at the head of the surgery table with me, talking to me. She wanted to know if I wanted like the smelling things. I didn't. But like, do you want some chapstick? It was just like nice. And then I
Oh,
was asked her to put her hand on my shoulder because I was thinking I would feel everything like from the belly button up, but that's not true. I felt only my head and shoulders. Like the rest of it was my arms felt like they weighed 9,000 pounds.
oh
Like I could feel them, but I
wow.
couldn't move them. You know what I mean? Like I knew they were there. So that was nice because I think, and my sister was late at that point. She was my birthing partner, but she had come back to Harlem to my apartment, and I was way up on 168th. And like when I decided to go ahead and do the C-section, I called her thinking she would get there in like 30 minutes, but there was something with
Right.
the traffic and getting the
Traffic.
Uber. So, and they wheeled me right into surgery. So they wouldn't let her in after they started, obviously. So
Yeah.
I met her in the recovery room. But yes, I was grateful that I had the doula.
Right.
Jamaican Beauty is saying that's true. My OB said it's whoever is on call delivers, but she loves me so much and connected with me. She came to my C-section to
Aw.
do it. Oh, she knew how much it meant to me, and I had the best hospital care. Oh, that's nice. Yeah,
Oh, nice.
if my induction would have worked, my doctor would have delivered. But she did come in and out and check on me. But that's also why I wanted to do it like that Friday. I was like, I don't want to be doing a delivery on Saturday. I don't know who's here and what's, you know what I mean? Like, I'm leery about nighttime hospital staff and weekend hospital staff.
Because you feel like they just want to get home. Like,
Right. And there's less people there because they expect it to be slower. So I feel like they don't give you as much attention.
right.
This was my third, oh yeah, hospital stay. So at least from my other experiences, that's why I was like, I don't want to be delivering like late Friday night. Let's get it done while the day
Right.
staff is here. But yeah,
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there any other aftercare I know. They just do the regular weighing the baby, the newborn checks. They offer all the same vaccines and
okay.
stuff.
Do they do the
Um,
stuff in the eyes, the eye drops?
if you agree to it, so they had me fill out my paperwork probably at like 36 weeks, on the stuff that I was comfortable with and wasn't comfortable with, which I thought was nice because at least you got to sign off on it, fill it out ahead of time. So I'm hoping that that means that in the moment they won't be like, hey, so how you feel about this or how you feel about that. I mean, I'm still gonna have my birth plan with me that has everything on it,
Okay.
but I would rather not have to communicate that in the moment.
Right.
But yeah, they do offer it, but I declined the eye gel stuff because they already did all the testing on me, so it's like,
Okay.
so
Yeah.
I know that I'm fine. They already tested for GBS, for all the STDs and STIs, and for everything. So I want my baby to be able to see me, like especially for breastfeeding,
Yeah.
which I heard it can hinder breastfeeding if they have the erythra, the gel, the gel in
Erythromycin or
their
whatever.
eyes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He ended up being fine for that, but at least you have the option to
Did they
have
not
both.
give you the
Whichever.
option?
No, no. I'm just wondering in the birthing center. I had the
Oh,
option. Yeah. I'm just wondering about in the birthing center.
yeah. Yeah. And my doula, she's a lactation consultant, which I think that'll be nice too. Cause she'll be able to help me pretty much, hopefully in the immediate. I'll hopefully be able to get her to latch like right away, hopefully.
Right. Yeah. I mean, usually too, because the boobs get so dark for that very reason, because the babies see high contrast. And so, like the areola and nipple, I was like, oh
Mm.
my God, how dark are these going to get? That helps them find it. You know what I mean? Like they
Right.
see that because they see high contrast. But oh my God. Yeah, it's so cool. I'm so excited for you. You're so calm.
I don't know. I feel like, what else can you do? Like, I'm just like, well,
Yes.
nothing else I can do. I'm here. I'm, waiting. It's the waiting game now for whenever she wants to arrive.
Right. Right. When she makes her way. That's
I
adorable.
know.
Yeah, the
How?
night before or the night I went, I took a long bath. I had like a big meal, Italian food. I don't remember. It was something with red sauce, but I had that and then took myself in. Um, yeah, just at that point I was just like, whatever will be, will be. Oh yeah. But leading up to that, I was just like, there was so many things going through my mind. But once I was like the day arrived, I was in the zone.
Yeah, and I feel like that's the thing with spontaneous labor is like you can't plan for it. So it's kind of like it's like it feels like every day I'm like kind of trying to be in that headspace, if that makes sense. So like like how you're like getting into the headspace of like, okay, whatever happens, happens. I like kind of have to do that daily because I don't know what's gonna happen. So it's like every day I'm like, okay, whatever happens, happens, like it's at this point, that's kind of how I have to be. And I had to do that since pretty much 37, 38 weeks. So at this point, I'm like well practiced in that. I'm like, okay, well, guess whenever you're ready to come on out.
Nice. So have you like had any scares of like contractions coming and your timing and wondering if it's time?
So I on New Year's Day, that well the day I guess, yeah, New Year's Day at like 1:30 a.m. I started having prodromal labor, I guess it would be called, or early labor. It wasn't Braxton Hicks. It was like a form of labor for sure. But it was irregular and it would be intense, and then it would be, some of them would be light. They never really got quite to a minute long. Like the longest they got were 45 seconds, but they would get pretty close, like 3 minutes apart. The app was like, go to the hospital. But I'm like, it's not, I know it's not long enough. My doula was like, yeah, you want to hit that minute. And so I guess I was like, I guess this is my practice run. I went through that for probably about 10 hours or so. Yeah, yeah, it was crazy. And then I finally fell asleep and I woke up and I didn't have any contractions anymore. Now I pretty much just have really consistent light contractions. So I think my body is trying, it's working. It's slowly trying, taking its time.
And then are you going in for weekly checks now?
Yep, weekly. They're estimating her at like 8 pounds. So yeah.
Nice.
And I'm small. So I'm like,
Oh my
okay.
God. That realization of she's got to come out. Oh my.
Like I'm like, I don't need you to put on anymore. Like I think you're good. I think you're good in the body fat realm. You're gonna be a nice, chubby, chunky little baby. I don't think we need more than that.
I know that's right. Oh my goodness. Let me see. Hey TK. And then Jamaican Beauty said, my entire pregnancy, I had no kicks. My anxiety was bad, especially after a miscarriage. I had an anterior placenta. Yeah, I didn't have kicks per se. And I had, my placenta was like both anterior and posterior. The way it was like attached right at the fundus. It was, yeah, that was not, it didn't help.
Yeah, I feel like that would be so hard. I feel like for me, I am so grateful that she's an extremely active baby. Like I was feeling her and not sure that I was feeling her at around like 14 weeks, and I was like, and my confirmation was in my ultrasound because I was like, is she moving? And then she was like, yep, she's moving around, she's kicking around. I was like, I think I feel that, like, but for me it didn't feel like butterflies. I tell people like it felt like gas, but all the way like low in your low pelvis where you don't get gas, so it's like you don't get gas there, but it felt like gas, not like butterflies. But
Yeah, he didn't feel like butterflies.
no.
It was like almost like fish swimming, maybe. It was like the water was going blah blah blah, something like that, but it
Yeah,
wasn't like
yeah.
airy like butterflies. Yeah.
And it felt like it's like almost like a rumbling, like across your belly, like, which I guess some people can describe as a flutter, but I feel like it felt more like circular than like
Yeah, it was too
fluttery.
liquidy to be. It was, I don't
Yeah,
know, like he was doing aquatic dancing in there. That's right.
yeah. I don't.
Heather is
I can always get her to react to me, so I'm grateful for that. Unless I want to record or show somebody, then she won't do anything.
okay.
But if it's just me and her, then she'll let me know. Like I'm like, you all right in there? She'll be like,
Aw.
I'm good.
Heather's asking if there's an option to sleep during the C-section. I was in the OR with my sister and worried. You can be put to sleep, but you will not be able to have anyone in there with you, at least at the hospitals here in New York. But check with your specific hospital. But if they knock you all the way out, it's a surgical, like I mean, they're both surgical procedures, but they just deem it as pure clinical. And so since you won't be aware someone is in there, they don't let the person come into the room with you. So it just depends
Did
on.
you ask them about like gentle C-section protocols or anything like that?
About what?
Gentle C-section protocols or anything like that?
I did not, because I had an emergency C-section. I was just like, let's get him out. But maybe when I have the
Right.
scheduled one, we will. Like, what's the difference? What are they doing in the gentle?
Like, I mean, from what I've seen and hear, it's not like extremely different than just like surgeons that take care with their patients, but they do immediate skin to skin. What else? They'll have the lights dim instead of like really bright. They can play music of your choice, things like that. So they'll actually like set up the room for like the ambiance that you want.
Okay. They did give me the option of playing music, and it was on my phone. It was something like the doula and I should have worked out ahead of time, because then they put a mask on me, so I couldn't like unlock the phone like this, and it just was a little.
Oh.
And they put him next to me on my chest while they were sewing me up, but it definitely wasn't skin to skin. We didn't get skin to skin until we got into the recovery room. Yeah. But at that point, I was also panicking because the cloth was very close to my face. I felt very like claustrophobic. I just wanted to get out of there. Like once he was out, and I was like, you know,
he was like, all right, sew me up. Let's go.
and send me on my way. Yeah. So we'll see. Maybe with the scheduled one, it'll be a little bit.
And I think also like narrating through the surgery as well. Like people request different things.
I did request narration because I wanted to know what was going on. That was just for my own anxiety, because you can feel like pulling and tugging and everything else. It's like, well, what exactly are you doing? And then like they burned my skin. I mean, that's part of the process, so I could smell like burning flesh. Like it was just, I know what to expect now, so it should be a little bit easier.
And it's better than just sitting there and being like, I smell myself burning, you know, like you want someone to say like, okay, we're cauterizing and cutting, you know, like, so at least you feel better. I can't hear you.
Sorry, I'm muted because he was talking. I'm just looking at the sorry about that. Looking at the comments. My placenta, I got induced. Okay. La la la. Tamika TTC. So late. And I know, I wanted to say something. The birth plan is nice too. So when I got to the hospital, I went over the birth plan with my very first doctor, because there was in a rotation, or nurse. And so the doula didn't go with me the night of induction, because we just figured I would be like, they were going to do the cytotech and it would be in the morning. And so she came the next day. So I was there by myself, but I went over the birth plan with her, but I only had to go over it once. And then after that, everybody else who was on rotation knew like what my wishes were. And it included everything like after birth. Like I didn't want him to be bathed and different, like everybody knew what that was. They knew I had one kidney, so they were mindful of that. And just like, that was nice that I didn't have to keep repeating myself. Cause I think that would have drove me crazy.
Yeah, I'm like, I feel like that's one of the things that, you know, that the doula is there for, so that you don't have to say it if they do want to know. Because I don't know, I have a feeling I'm going to be short-tempered, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Because like naturally, I feel like I'm the type of person, like when I'm going through like any sort of pain, naturally I really do, you know, focus in. So I would assume that I would do the same thing, but you just never know because it's something that you've never experienced before. So I was like, I have no idea what I'm going to want, you know, like I have no idea how I'm going to be and what I'm going to want as far as that goes.
Everybody will give you a pass. Like you're the most important person in the room. Whatever happens, they will give you a pass. They are there to accommodate you. So yeah.
Yeah. And I'm also one of those people that is like, if it's crazy, I'll apologize after. Like, I'll be able to be like, you know what, whatever happens, I'm gonna let it happen, you know, like, cause it has to happen. And then after I'll be like, sorry about that. That's another reason why I didn't want to give birth in my apartment, because I know that if I needed to and I wanted to, like, you know, be very vocal, then I would. But then after the fact, I would also be like, I'm so sorry, you know, like to my neighbors. So, and I've also felt like I would be a little uncomfortable after when I seen them like, yeah, we had the baby. You heard. Okay.
Nice. Okay. Let's see. Mika saying she had an emergency C-section and got to do skin to skin. Jamaican Beauty, they put me to sleep after taking the baby. I tried to get up, my foot felt too heavy. It was emergency C-section too. Yeah, I think it just depends on like which hospital, which doctor, because even within the same hospital, some of the doctors do it differently. So it just depends. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what to ask. In the very back of my mind, I thought I might have to have a C-section, but because I had done a vaginal before, I just thought it would be the same. It wasn't. And we found out like, because the final thing was they did an ultrasound and he wasn't in a position. And I was like, oh, I wish we would have done the ultrasound when I first got here, because I hadn't been checked since the week before. And he had moved. So
he changed. So he switched positions the week. Oh.
Yeah. So
what position was he in?
I don't remember. It was a form of breech, but it was not footling. I don't remember.
He was head down before that?
Yeah, he was in position the week before. Yeah.
And
But
he
he had
flipped.
flipped
Wow.
again because at 30, the week before my baby shower in March, he was in the right position. And then when I came back, he was breech. So he had flipped a couple of times.
And that's
Um,
crazy because they say like, oh, that's so rare because their head is so heavy.
no. Mm-mm.
And he was like, flip, flop, flippity, flip.
Yeah. Yep, he was. And so, and
That's
that was why it was
crazy.
weird too, because I wasn't feeling any pain, but I had asked for the epidural. And so the doula was like, well, why are you doing that? And I was like, I just
Yeah.
have a feeling that this is going to lead to a C-section. And I don't want to be in a situation where it's like they don't have time to give an epidural and I have to be put to sleep. So,
Right.
and then they were like, oh, we'll top you off at 20, whatever the measurement of the Pitocin. And I ended up going over 40. So I was like, we're just doing too much right now. I
But
don't
it's
know how he
interesting to me that
responds.
they don't check the positioning like initially when you come in for an induction.
Right. Yeah, they
It's
went off of the
interesting.
last position, like assuming he was exactly the same.
But that's what I was
So
saying. I don't know why they think that babies can't move.
move.
Like
Yeah.
that's really because that's what the same thing my midwife told me. I said, oh well, can you check and just at least body map and see if she's in the same place. And she was like, okay, she's like, but she's not gonna change. And I'm like, I feel like
Yeah,
she
nobody
will.
put their hands on my belly to see like where, none of that.
That's so crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was ready to have him out, and I'm glad that I did do the epidural when I did, and yeah, it worked
Yeah, because it's also one of
out.
those things that's like, if you guys would check, you could have possibly turned the baby, stuff like that. But
Right.
also, it's like it's hard to say because I know some people say like, oh, well, babies are smart and they turn and face where they're supposed to, like where they feel like they
They've
can
never
or
done this either though. Like how you know
exactly.
what I
So I'm
mean?
like, they don't know either because I was even telling my midwife, I was like, well, I felt her feel like she was almost going sideways. When I was having the prodromal labor, she felt like she was transverse. And she was like, well, she was posterior. So sometimes babies will try to take the long route to turn around.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my God.
And you have to try to like just encourage them to just flip versus a full rotation, which is like
Right.
what she was trying to do. And I'm like, yeah, yeah, they don't know. Like they don't know. They're in there just trying to figure it out too.
Right. Right. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So that's one of
Yeah,
the
but
things
it
that may be having me go a little bit over, but who knows? Because I feel like people also have, sunny side up babies at 38 weeks, 37 weeks.
right.
So yeah.
She's comfortable. She'll let you know when she's ready.
Yeah. She was in there. They were like, it was like, it looks my last ultrasound on Friday. They were like, it looks like she's in there blowing bubbles. And you
Oh.
can see like the little air bubbles like in her mouth. Like I'm like, okay, so
Oh.
she's having a
Chilling.
time. Yeah.
Yes. Yes,
It's like
exactly.
mommy's struggling, but she's chilling.
Right. Right. Oh my God. Let's see. Jamaican Beauty. Can you do a video on how you started purees, foods you start with, age of baby? I will. I will do that. All right. Anybody else have any other questions for Melly B? Thank you for coming on here last minute and sharing with us.
I was like,
We're
well, okay.
we're sending you
Let me take off
baby
my
dust and
bonnet.
all the oh my God. Listen, I have mine on so I have my other meeting. So yeah, I
Oh, our
get it.
hair almost matches too.
Yes. Good color choice.
Right.
All right. Well, thank you for hopping on. We appreciate you, and we are
Yes.
definitely sending you positive baby
Thank
vibes.
you.
Yes.
I will definitely come back and tell you how
Oh, yes,
everything went
please do. We want to
for
know.
sure.
Yes, we would
Yeah.
love that. All right. Thank
All
you.
right.
Bye.
Bye.
Um, okay. So I will do that. I got the clearance at 4 months too. I did baby led weaning. I put some of them in shorts on there, but I'll definitely do a video about that. We did 4 months was once a day, and then at 6 months we went to 3 meals a day. So that's where he is now. Okay, there's two that I starred that I want to go back to. My third round of IVF and the trauma it did to my body, emotionally, physically, financially, donor egg. Now I'm struggling and overwhelmed with the financial situation that comes with this process. Yes, Danielle. So mine, like going into it, I just had to decide that I was going to be in debt and that my credit would not be shiny and bright on the other side of it. And that is what happened. Because like I said, I put $20,000 on a credit card. That was the limit on the card. And so I maxed that out, which, as you know, or maybe that is horrible for your credit to be at 100% utilization. And it freaked out some other creditors, and so people were closing cards and different stuff. But I just made that decision mentally and was like, I'm going to deal with that because of the timing situation, right? Like I couldn't wait 2 years to save more money to do whatever and pay it all in cash. And it also is, that's why I had to take a year off, because you just don't know. And like, you have to be mentally prepared. I had to be mentally prepared for another negative test in case that happened. And so you know, tap into your intuition and just figure out what feels right for you. There's no cookie cutter answer, right? I can't just sit here and say, this is what you should do, because I don't know enough about your situation, your fortitude, your tenacity, your mettle. What you can, what your point is. And trust me, I had many times where I was like, okay, I'm going to stop here. And then I got there and I was like, oh, I'm not ready to walk away yet. So it just depends, right? It just depends. And only you know what makes sense for you. The trauma is real. Like I went into my pregnancy like at 160 something pounds. And I had gained that weight over doing multiple cycles. And so like your body just takes a toll. But since I had him and breastfeeding, I'm back to like my pre-IVF weight, which is nice, but all of those things, right? And then, but I still have a lump in my butt on one side from my progesterone shots, and he's 7 months old. So you know what is right for you. And maybe a therapist can help you talk through, like, weigh the things, because it's not a zero-sum game where like you're gonna win or you're gonna lose. Like there's so many little things along the way that only you can decide what works for you ultimately. I just glanced over from cooking and I see you sitting here doing this interview with a sleeping baby on your lap. I watched so many of your videos when we're both struggling. God is good. Yes, he is. Yes. 7 months in, and my take-home baby is thriving, which is nice. Oh my God. Okay. There's a lot of oh no, let me see what time it's 6:42. Let me get to the right time in here. Induced the day of my last ultrasound. Mika, I delivered where I worked as an L&D nurse, so I knew the protocol. Oh, that's nice. Now I'm a peds nurse, so I get to care for the baby. Oh, cute. Lovely. Yeah, the only thing I knew about the I knew about the induction process. I actually didn't ask about the C-section process. I knew about, like, I was going to have the Cytotec first, then the balloon, then the Pitocin. So I knew what that progression was like, but I didn't. And I knew the doula could come in with me for the C-section if I ended up having a C-section, but that's it. Danielle says, thank you for sharing your experience. I don't know if that's for me or for Melly, but for both of us, I'll take it. Thank you. Had 4 rounds of donor IVF, the donor egg, donor sperm failed. Yes, I had 4 rounds with the double donor embryo. And then I had, prior to that, my very first one was my egg and donor sperm. Yeah. So I ended up going to a reproductive immunologist. So it ended up not being the embryo at all. It ended up being my uterus. And so I was having high, my immune was, oh my God, it's not my immune system was in overdrive. So we had to tamp it down with medication from the reproductive endocrinologist or immunologist. And then I had to go every other week once I got pregnant for blood tests. So we would adjust it. Yeah. Oh yeah. Are you going to tell the story? Are you ready to do your own live? Because you're talking a lot. What do you want to tell them? Oh, no, now you don't want to talk. sir? No, you don't want to talk. Yeah, so hopefully you won't have that issue. And I had done so my very first transfer with the double donor embryo failed. I did have a positive pregnancy test at home, and then when I did my HCG, it was 1. Then we did an ERA, the endometrium receptivity array, and some other tests. It was part of they tested for inflammation of the uterine wall, endometritis, which came back negative at that point. 4 transfers later, I ended up having it. So we did that. We found out I needed an extra day of progesterone. So I thought that was going to be it. And then, 3 more failures. And then once I went to the immunologist and got on that protocol, I got pregnant and stayed pregnant. So you never know. From my first FET, I took off 2 years to pay down all debts, but you never know that your feelings to do what you need to make it happen. Yes. What do you think on trying at 48? Listen, I did it, so I can't say don't do it. Yeah, you have to do what is in your heart. You have to do what is definitely in your heart. I did it at 47 and 48, and then I went to donor eggs. The year of my 50th. So I didn't have my first donor egg transfer. I was 49, and then that May I turned 50. And I still didn't get pregnant. I didn't get pregnant until I was 51. So yeah, if you already have the eggs, I would say do it. It seems to be though, of course this isn't scientific, right? It's not scientific. I'm not a doctor, just from my own observations. 45 seems to be the sweet point of, after that, it seems to decline of people having success after 45 with their own eggs. So if you already have eggs, I would say, hell yeah, go for it. But again, I did it at 47 and 48. So I can't say, who am I to say, don't do it. You know what your heart desires. Oh, thank you. Thank you. So yeah, that is it. I got the starred ones. I think that is it. I'm gonna go because I'm gonna read him a story. It sounds like he's ready for a story. You ready for a story, sir? Yeah. Sounds like you need a story. Uh-oh. How do I unstar those? Okay, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Oh wait. There's a new one. Heather's asking TK, do you have tips for financing? Per my clinic, I need $5K down to start. I know you're asking TK. For me, I did credit card and my FSA card, because the FSA let me put aside like $3,800, I think, at the time. That might be the current one, is 38. But the good thing about that is you get the money up front for the year, even though they're still taking it out of your paycheck. But Jan 1, that all the money. Mika, I'm so happy you got your baby. I watched you since 2018 when I initially did IVF. Had Jay in 2019. Going to try again on my 45th. Yay! I'm excited for you. Yeah, I'll be trying again shortly. So hopefully it goes well. We'll see. Good night, Melly B. Take care of that little lady in your belly. We are rooting for you. Happy New Year, everyone. All right, ladies, I've had fun. It's been real. I just wanted to check in with everybody and let you know how Sugar Bear was doing, how I was doing. I love you all. Baby, that's to us all.